Okay.
Shall we go in now?
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
So there's lots of other collections here. There's some of our Pacific Island material and some of the natural history collections too.
Oh, wow.
So if we wander up here...
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Just, I mean, if you lift, you can see her face.
Yeah, just so I can see her. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Just come up, bring it down a little bit. Shaking. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Yep. This looks exactly like Nanny. I can see so many people in her. Not a lot of people would have this same thing that I'm experiencing now. Just to see this, you know. She's looking at me. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Hello, Nanny. I'm your great-granddaughter. That's a really tricky question. I'm Irene Ridgeway. I haven't been living in parks all the time, but I was coming to an end of my relationship, and I'd had an opportunity to come here, and I think it's one of the best places. Wednesday nights, I go down to the Railway Hotel and do trivia, which is starting up very soon. Wednesday evening, trivia night, so it's a bit of fun. Everybody likes to have a bit of fun. It's a good socialising too, catching up with people who are smarter than me. Have a lovely day, guys. Yeah, and I think it's important to be part of the community. How you going? Hey. The community makes us, so yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we'll have a chat about that. There's heaps of food here today. Live like a king. Supermarkets that are like throwing stuff away, so they approach them and say, instead of throwing it away, give it to families who really need it. Trust me, every little bit helps. There's no point being idle, I don't think. If I'm idle, I'm usually in bed, so keeping busy is great. I have family here as well. I have 6 boys. Well, they're all men now. None of them are favourites. I have favourite grandchildren. Yeah. I've met my great-grandmother in a statue. How many people get to do that? I want to know more about my Nanny Nellie. What her life was like, where I came from. And I wanted my boys to know where they came from. Those family roots are really important. And so I started doing research. This is a picture of Nanny Kempsey. Nanny Kempsey's my grandmother. This is Nanny Nellie. Nanny Nellie is Nanny Kempsey's mum. This is me and my mum, Nanny Elva, and Nanny Irene. Because we're all nannies now. I love that. So yeah, 4 generations. I lived with my grandmother for many, many years, Nanny Kempsey. And I have a letter here that she wrote to the museum about her mother on exhibition. This is the photo of all the statues together. So there were 2 other statues with Nanny Nellie. They had no names attached to them when they were put on exhibition. And at that time in their lives, that era in their lives, in the 1920s, they were all walking around with clothes on. If this wasn't them then, it'd be interesting to see what sort of setting they were put in. So together, how they were standing around each other. These look like all different photographs taken and then put together. I haven't seen how they were put on exhibition, where they were placed at all. So, I mean, that'd be very interesting to find out. In 1996, my grandmother, Nanny Kempsey, visited the Australian Museum with her cousin. They were walking through the museum, looking at the animals on display, when she noticed something ahead of her. It was the statues. As she got closer, she broke down in tears. Her cousin was confused. She asked, "What's wrong?" Nanny Kempsey said, "That's my mother." It was the first time Nanny Kempsey had seen her mother, Nanny Nellie, in 62 years since her passing. Can you imagine coming across your mother in a museum half naked for the first time in 62 years? The museum realised the trauma it had caused and took the statues down.
How are you, Auntie?
Laura.
Welcome to the Australian Museum.
Thank you so much.
We'll have a walk around and start to talk about Nanny Nellie. So this is the gallery that the statues were on display. And there would have been large cabinetry and cases in between these poles and all along the walls. But I do have a picture here of what they looked like in the case.
Oh, my goodness. God. God. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Just on display, like all the rest of the things in here that I guess that's what they wanted, wasn't it? Wow, then this would have been the way that Nanny Kempsey would have seen her mum. She would have come in here and seen her for the first time in so many years, and this is how she saw her. That's very sad. This is a real shock. My great-granny never had hair like that.
That's right. So in looking at that, with her straight hair and matted hair, the colour of the hair, but everything about them was posed. Scientists collected to their theories, and this is another example of that, by which they make people display in what they perceive to be the native savage.
And that everybody would have thought that they were like that. I mean, back then, you show something to somebody and think, oh, that's what Aboriginal people look like. They still do that today.
One of the things that a lot of people don't realise is that Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander and Pacifica peoples actually exist in natural history museums because originally we are animal collections.
I can see why Nanny Kempsey had her mother's statue taken down. She must have been overwhelmed to see her like that, displayed in a glass cabinet like all the rest of the animals in this museum. But after talking to her family and giving it some thought, my grandmother requested that Nanny Nellie's statue be restored and put back on display, respectfully for the whole world to see. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm honouring Nanny Kempsey's request. So I was going to ask you, would the museum allow the statues to go on exhibition here at the museum?
Well, we can decide that together, and I think the futures of the statues should be a joint decision. Where can the statues go on display? Will they have conditions good enough to go back on display? And then how do we celebrate the statues? Now we've rediscovered the statues in our collection. We've connected with you, one family, and once we connect with the other families, so now is the time for them to come back out where the families can reconnect and make decisions about their future.
Look, I'll be looking forward to that. From what I understand, the statues were made and displayed for scientific reasons. Nameless objects to be studied by future generations. But Nanny Nellie wasn't an object. She was a human being and should be respected as such. For too long, our history has been told by colonisers. I want to honour her life by reclaiming our history. And that history starts here in Bombala. Nellie Bunjil was born in Bombala, a little town in southern New South Wales, Narragansett country. She lived here until she was 16. Her grandmother died when she was 5, and her mother died when she was 10. We know she worked here, washing linen, when she was 15. But that's it. That's all we know from her younger years. Hello?
Hello, come on in.
Hello? Hello? Oh, this is an amazing big building here. Oh, hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Irene, Stuart,
Yes.
lovely to meet you. Great.
Hope I can help you in some
Yes,
way.
I believe you have information for me.
I'll go and get the book. We'll see if her name's in there.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. Oh, wonderful.
A very valuable resource.
Yes. So it's Bunjil, B-U...
Bunjil.
Bunjil. I've seen it spelled... Frederick, that's my great-grandmother's brother. 29th of January, 25 years old. And there's Nanny Nellie's mother and father.
William must have been a black stockman on Maratta. Well, we've
Yes.
got somewhere.
We have, absolutely. That's fantastic.
Right, and 155, well, he's in the Bombala Cemetery.
He's in Bombala Cemetery here.
Yes. The parents were and the brother was.
That's right.
Your grandmother was probably
Most
there too.
Definitely here. Although we don't have any information on Nanny Nellie here, but we've got Nanny Nellie's brother here.
With the Aboriginals, everything was spoken. There was no writing down anything. And that makes it very difficult 100 years later to get the story. You can find something and then you run into a dead end and just wonder what happened there.
Thank you very much for that, Stuart.
Oh,
Absolutely.
no
Thank you.
problem at all. Great to be able to help somebody.
This whole place is full of records. Whole place is full of records. And not much on Aboriginal people living around here. My family came from here. The Bunjil family come from here. And there's only one report of Nanny Nellie's brother, Frederick. That's that lost thing again. They were just Aboriginal people. They moved from here to there. You know, where'd the Aboriginal people live? What did they do here? There's no record of those things, of their life here. They didn't keep records of Aboriginal people. Aboriginal people were in the background. They were like, they didn't even want to know them then, so. There are no records of Nanny Nellie, but I do know what her life would have been like. It would have been tough. She would have grown up quick, just like I had to. Nanny Nellie wouldn't have been allowed to get an education. She would have been told that she was different. The colour of her skin would have been pointed out to her at a younger age, just like it was for all Aboriginal people. But she would have walked this country, her country, and she would have known all its stories. This is Delicate Aboriginal Reserve, where Nanny Nellie would have lived with her grandparents when she was little. Before it was an Aboriginal reserve, it was a meeting place for surrounding countries for thousands of years. Here we are. This is the Delegate Aboriginal Reserve. Also known as the Common, was formally gazetted in 1892. Many descendants have strong family connections to the land at the Common. That's true. This was a camp stop for multiple clans. And I was told that the Wiradjuri people used to come down here to get wives because the women were prettier. I don't know if you're going to put that in, but that's what I was told. Which is a great story, I reckon, from my ancestors. Here, Nanny Nellie would have been allowed to speak her language, practice her culture, and be with her people. Before it was a reserve, this was a place with no fences, a place where culture and knowledge was learned and shared, a place where she could be herself. Aboriginal people were allowed to come and go, free to come and go as they pleased. Later on, that all changed. When the settlers came, they would have moved them further out of town, up to here. Things changed. They were changed for the worse. Do not leave the reserve, here's a certificate. You could be arrested, don't speak your own language, no dancing in public, you may be served in a shop if we choose to serve you in a shop. You know, you weren't allowed in any pubs at all. They would have to report there was somebody here watching them all the time. This is Bombala Cemetery. This is where Great Uncle Fred is buried. But there's no marking on Uncle Frederick's grave. Aboriginal graves never got marked. There was no money for Aboriginal people to mark graves with, you know, like these ones here that have tombstones. So we don't know where he is. Nanny Nellie's and Uncle Frederick's mother and father could be buried here, but everything's unmarked. This is where everything got lost. We lost our connection to our language, our culture. We lost our connection to our way of life. We lost them because Nanny Nellie moved from here. From then on, it was forbidden to speak her own language. And this is where everything got lost for me, for us, our family. We lost our tradition here, in this place. So, yeah. When the statues were made in 1925, Sydney was already a city. There were around 1 million people living here. The Sydney Harbour Bridge was being built. Around this time, the first trans-Pacific flight was made from the United States to Sydney. Nanny Nellie would have never seen anything like this before. She would have been overwhelmed by all the people, by everything. In 1925, the Australian Museum, the oldest in Australia, was almost 100 years old. Philanthropist and supporter of the arts, Ernst Wunderling commissioned the 3 statues to be made for the Australian Museum's collection. Hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome to the Research Library and Archive.
Thank you so much.
So I just want to take you through with the material that we have set aside for you to look at this afternoon.
Okie dokie.
So what we've got here today is the collection of the original documents from the Australian Museum archives, but it gives us a lot of insight into the way people were thinking in a particular time, and particularly about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
So the language in there is not desirable.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a warning about that too. Through the generosity of Mr Ernest Wunderlich, trustee, the Australian Museum will shortly be able to place on view a fine Aboriginal group consisting of a man, Jimmy Clements, native of Orange District, New South Wales, boy, 9 years, Harold Harry Marsh, native of Grafton. So
Right,
it's
yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Might give you some leads in
Okay.
finding the family,
Yeah,
hopefully.
absolutely.
Now, Friday, December the 5th, 1924, stated that a census of Aborigines made up as follows: full bloods, half castes, quadroons and octoroons.
Octoroons. And of course they had that photograph back then, you know, with the different colours of Aboriginal
A
people.
really
as they-
famous one.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is really quite shocking to read, but at the time this was
Yeah.
practice, and it
Yeah.
gives really interesting insight into the rationale for why this project was commissioned, because there's this belief that the Aboriginal race was a dying race.
So because of their assimilation policies, they thought they needed to preserve the way we looked.
That's it, and I mean,
Mind-boggling, isn't it? I mean,
yes. We just got a note here. This is
Okay.
a key document.
Okay.
It's interesting. The museum was suggesting that the Secretary of the Aborigines Protection Board be asked to take the necessary steps to detain, actually using the words detain the Aboriginal Jimmy Clements.
well, that means take him into...
Take him into
Their
custody.
custody.
I mean, how is it any different from basically arresting him?
That's right.
That had no agency or free will of their own.
Yeah, absolutely. Picked up anywhere.
Picked up anywhere and monitored. The
Yes,
fact that
because
there's
the colour
surveillance.
of their skin.
That's right, because they were seen as desirable examples of what Aborigines
Look like.
look like. You know, someone like me, I'm Aboriginal, but, you know, I wouldn't pass that test. It's unbelievable how much control police had.
And they worked in with the Aboriginal Protection Board, they worked in with the
All these
museum.
government agencies.
And all that's exactly right. You know, Mariko, they thought we were primitive, lesser humans than them. We weren't civilised enough by their standard to be treated equally.
Museums, even today, they're still seen as sources of authority and objective knowledge.
Yeah.
And this is why museums are really powerful and can be quite dangerous places, because they have that power to spread a particular truth, and then people would accept it because it's a museum. Why would museums lie to us?
Right, that's exactly true.
And this is where, you know, theories about scientific racism, this is how it gets perpetuated, because places like museums legitimise these theories, because you'll have researchers writing papers, and so they base on an idea of, like, you know, Aboriginal people, they have, you know, brain size that's inferior to non-Indigenous peoples, and then someone just has to write a paper about it. Australian Museum is referenced in some way, and then there you go, that's a legitimate theory and it's truth. The Australian Aboriginal, and lowercase for Aboriginal, is said to be the most primitive type of Homo sapiens surviving on the face of the earth. And it's a legacy now that we're still undoing as Aboriginal people, where often we get presented with these outdated and offensive stereotypes.
Nanny Nellie was used because of the way she looked, taken against her will and made to pose naked so that Aboriginal people were portrayed as being primitive. Imagine if the statues in Hyde Park were naked and portrayed as being uncivilised. They would be taken down. The narrative that these people were noble and that we were primitive justified the dispossession of land, the raping and murder, and forced removal of children. This narrative still justifies the racism that exists in Australia today. And the museum was supporting that narrative, just like the majority of museums around the world were. Well, it says, discovered this territory, 1770. That's a huge statement. It's there, bold, on the statue here, from their perspective. He discovered it from their perspective. But from our perspective, as an Aboriginal person, he came here and discovered the owners of the land here? Well, I think they're blatant lies. And then we keep on feeding that, keep on feeding that. When you feed it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And people believe in it because of that. And then they don't know the real truth. Wanting to change the narrative of the statues, the museum have agreed to put the statues back on display. Now I want to reunite the other statues with their families. Some of these statues have been damaged, but the museum have agreed to restore them. Uncle Jimmy's statue has been damaged the most. Uncle Jimmy is very important to our history, all of our history. In 1927, he and John Noble protested at the opening of the Old Parliament House in Canberra for the sovereign rights of all Aboriginal people. One of our first acts of activism. Apparently, they were not allowed in because of the way that they were dressed, but attendees rebelled against security and they were allowed to stay. Later, Uncle Jimmy also met with the future king, the Duke of York. People of the time even requested a statue be made of him to honour his protest. Sadly, he died a couple of months after this event. Notice how he has an Australian flag in his hand. They must have given that to him. Another example of how they try to control the narrative of our history. King Billy, whose full name was Jimmy Clements, was worried about sovereignty for Aboriginal people. Wiradjuri man and direct descendant of King Billy, Dean Freeman, said he wanted a voice out there about Aboriginal people still being around and believed they deserved for a statue to be built in recognition of his efforts and so people could know who these people are. We're reflecting the same ideas here, and by him saying that and by what we're doing here, yeah, definitely on the same path, yeah. Because it's not just me. I've always said that, you know, it's all about the three statues with all the families. We need to speak to him.
Hi, Irene.
Oh, hi, Dean. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. We're not quite sure whether any of the family know about the statues.
No, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Not aware at all.
And so we'd really
I've done a lot of research and I've got a lot of paperwork here. I hadn't seen any of that sort of stuff mentioned in that.
Wow. So we'd really like to get together and have a good old yarn.
I would get involved in that sort of stuff.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Not a bit, but yeah, sit down and have a conversation with you, no worries at all.
Really look forward to seeing you.
Sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Bye. You know what? They sound really proactive. His mum and him and his family. So that's even better. So we're off to Brungle today to meet with the Freeman family. So that's very exciting. But it'd just be great to see how everything fits in their family. There it is over there.
They got to put the thing on you.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello.
Good to finally meet you.
Good to finally meet you. Your dad?
Yep, this buddy.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks.
How are you? Hello, William. How are you, darling? How are you? Lovely to meet you. So I bought some paperwork for you to have a look at.
Yes, good.
And this is from the museum, right?
Oh, yeah.
So here's Uncle Jimmy, right? Mm-hmm. This is your relative.
Yeah.
And this is my great-grandmother. This is Nanny Nellie. And here's young little Harold Marsh.
Right.
And this is how they displayed them at the museum. Look how fit he was.
Yeah. In 1927, he walked from Brungle to Canberra with John Noble to protest for Aboriginal sovereign rights.
So he walked from...
He was 80.
He was 80?
So this year he's probably...
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, him and John Noble. So I'm pretty sure talking to Mum and some others, they think that there is probably Jimmy Clements.
Yes, that's definitely him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, there's some of the other photos that
taken here.
came along.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Bronco. 1894, this photograph was taken here. 1894.
You can see the initials. So TH is actually T. Hubbard for the mission manager.
The mission manager.
So that actually...
That's terrible,
like
isn't
they
it?
tagged them, yeah.
Yeah, ownership
Pretty crazy.
of Aboriginal people. There's the original camp.
See maybe that hill. See the little hill in there?
That's totally that, yeah.
And you see the little one on the right here somewhere. So that might be that one there.
And then the
Isn't
slope
that
going up.
Cuts across to here.
It's up here.
Yeah.
The river there.
So there's the statue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Jimmy there, see?
That's Uncle Jimmy.
So they're
Yep.
restoring them at the moment?
At this stage, Uncle Jimmy is not fully together because he's made of a statue and they've been moving him around quite a lot, you know. So parts of him need a lot of repair. But the Australian Museum have put money away to repair all the statues to their original, what they originally look like.
Yeah.
Now, when they go on exhibition, because there'll be an exhibition and a show that everybody, you know, will all come down.
Yep.
I want them all closed.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
and that's
good.
up to you guys to say how you want to see Uncle Jimmy.
Yep, good.
You know?
Yep. So I know a lot of the men wore suits and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the old photos.
Yep.
All the people are in, all the fellas are in suits and the ladies are in dresses.
That's exactly right. Absolutely.
Like a day.
So when you come down, you can talk to the museum about how you want him to be represented.
Yep.
Because he's your direct ancestor. And then because they were not given any names, they were just put there without a name. They were just put on exhibition saying, these will be the last Aboriginal people you'll ever see. That's what this exhibition was about.
People need to know this sort of stuff and I think the conversations are out there now for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think it'd be a good thing.
Welcome to one of the sites where the Australian Museum has workrooms. And of course, this is where your ancestors' sculpture is ensconced through here.
Wow. Be great to see her again. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. There she is. Oh, yeah. Hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Mm. I love the way she looks at me. I really love she looks at me. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's lovely to see you again. I missed you. We look alike. I think we look alike. You know, so yeah.
So we've got a loose fragment of the plaster here.
This is from Nanny.
Yeah, so this is from her ankle.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why she's still in her stillage. So,
Right.
and that's the work that we all do to make
Yeah.
her stable again.
Oh yes,
Rectify
now I
that.
can see from the back. I never realised, just seeing from the front, never realised how much damage there was from the back. Yeah.
So while we come up here, just on our right is the sculpture of the young man called Harold. He's behind the calico at the moment.
Right, yes. It's been quite difficult finding Uncle Harold's family because he was so young when he was taken away.
Yep.
But we're still searching and we have hope that we do find his family so they can come and he can belong to family.
So this file has as much of the information as what we've been able to gather about the history of the statues. And from that, we've been able to find out They were up in Holbrook, in the Holbrook Museum, for about 20 years.
Wow.
We're all under the conclusion that Uncle Jimmy was damaged in transit.
Right.
Back from the Holbrook Museum. Auntie Nellie also has some areas of weakness around her ankles, which we've seen. I can honestly say that there was enormous sense of sorrow when I saw Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, this has to be fixed.
Yes.
This has to be made right.
Yes.
This can't be left like this. Wasn't the right time before?
Yeah.
Now
it
is the
is.
right time.
Yeah, cool. It is, it definitely is. You know, and like I was saying before, that the past and the present are coming together. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Wow. All right. Oh, yeah, he's in pieces, isn't he? Wow. Oh, wow. I wish his family was here now to see him.
To be recognising that they are real-life people that modelled, that were made to model
Yes.
for an artist.
Yes.
Is how we can reframe that original concept, kind of leave it behind and move forward into something that is for the future.
Yes.
Recognising Uncle Jimmy and Uncle Harold and Auntie Nellie as people is a changing framework.
That's perfect. It's beautiful. I see that too. We have the same dream.
Yeah.
So, and that's not impossible. Around the age of 17, Nanny Nellie left Bombala and travelled more than 500 kilometres to Warangesda Aboriginal Mission. She would have gone there because she had no immediate family and the mission had a good reputation. Reverend John Gribble, who established the mission, grew up with the Wiradjuri people and was known to be fair. Nanny Nellie came out here to this place where she thought she was going to be safe. This idea of somewhere being safe to live amongst our own people would have been some sort of light. So when my grandmother first arrived here, when she was around about 17 or so, she would have been told to come over here and stay in this girls' dormitory.
In the girls' dormitory, yep. This is where she would have been sent to. So she would have had a room, sharing a room in here with a few of the other girls.
And then she met her husband, her first husband here. So that would have changed dramatically for her. They probably would have got a little house, I suppose.
Well, they said the family huts are over there, so perhaps they did have a little place of their own out here, or shared a house with other families.
Yeah. She wasn't alone. She was with family. And then, like, integrated family as well.
Yeah.
But in 1894, Reverend Gribble left Warangesda to establish a mission in Queensland. The Aborigines Protection Board took over, and from that point onwards, the nightmare stories began.
I've heard people have good sides to it.
Right.
Like when Grimble first established it because he wanted to help the Indigenous people and get them in. So. But then I've heard some pretty, you know, horror stories about the place, that how they were treated and weren't treated real good and punished and whatnot. So like
I've been reading about that too, how they were punished. Strapped, that's what it says.
Dragged behind the cart back into the mission and whatnot. So there is a lot of bad stories. Like where they done a mass genocide out that way too. Poison water hole down from here. Went and put all poison into the water and they drank it and lost hundreds of lives.
The Aborigines Protection Board was established to control and supervise the lives of Aboriginal people. Its aim was to assimilate Aboriginal people into mainstream Australian society. The Aborigines Protection Board had the powers at its discretion to choose who you could marry, how to spend your money, what language you spoke, and to remove Indigenous children from their families and place them in government-run institutions. The irony was that the Aborigines Protection Board was set up to protect Aboriginal people, but in reality, it destroyed so many lives. The repercussions of this violence is still felt today through generational trauma.
It's amazing how they have these missions so far out of town, out of sight, out of mind, and then take the children away. Stick the families out on the mission out of town, then take the kids away. I mean, if they wanted them to be like a white man so much, why wouldn't they let them live in town? So, I don't understand, I don't get it.
Life on the missions and reserves would have been challenging for a teenage girl, especially being alone and having your life controlled. I can't imagine what it would have been like for a little boy living in Kinchela all by himself. Harold Marsh was 9 years old when the statue was made of him. The museum records state that he was originally from Grafton, but the museum ordered the police to obtain him from Kinchela. From there, Harold was taken down to Sydney to be sculpted by Rainer Hoff.
Hello. Hi, Irene.
Lovely to finally meet you.
Very nice.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a few things to talk about, I think.
We do.
Yeah.
So I'll just go around the corner and you can see where Rainer Hoff's studio was.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really big now. It was a little smaller when Harold Marsh was posing in here. It had sandstone walls.
Oh.
Pretty well mud floor. It was terrible. The floor was terrible. You know, in 1925, it was actually a technical college when he came,
right.
But the art school was part of it. So he would have been coming in amongst all those students and things and pose. It would have been quite hard, actually, I think.
Yeah, and I guess with the whole three of them, it would never have normally been in this sort of situation before.
No, and we don't know of any Aboriginal students here either. So,
no.
You know, it's even coming into the site would have been quite
yeah.
amazing.
Yes, it would have been.
So this little section here is actually mainly about Rainer Hoff, actually. And then through here is where we have our main collection. So I've just put out some photographs and some drawings to show you.
Wow.
And these are part of our archive now.
So why do you think Rainer was commissioned to do the statue of Nanny Nellie?
Because he was the best sculptor in Australia at the time. But his major work in Sydney, of course, is the Anzac Memorial in Hyde Park, which has got 32 sculptures on it and 2 huge, long bronze reliefs. So
beautiful. He did some beautiful work. The statues, Nanny Nellie, Uncle Jimmy and Uncle Harold, they look real lifelike.
Yes.
And just standing in front of them,
yes.
they're looking
well,
at their
it's because
body.
he was so adept at anatomy. He really understood how the weight of the body was held by the bones and the muscles and so on. And so that was a great commission for him when he first came here. But I think Auntie Nellie is the best. Like, she's so beautifully done. You can see her rib cage and her...
You can.
It's just, it feels like she's the real person. Like, you can really, really feel it. He was really interested in Australian Indigenous population. He was very, very interested and had been since he arrived.
For him, it was art.
It was always art. It was never about sort of depicting the dying race. For him, it was making a sculpture of a person that was in front of him.
Yeah, because I heard Nanny Nellie used to come back and sit with him. He would come out and have tea with her.
Yeah.
Cups of tea.
Yes, yes.
I thought that was very endearing.
Yes, it's really, really great that they had that relationship. In that time, it must have been really something.
When I read that, that Nanny Nellie would come here, it changed my whole perspective about how I looked at what was happening. I was quite angry with the whole process of what was going on with her. I didn't like the fact that, you know, she was made to be naked and, you know, I didn't like that. I didn't like that idea at all.
Yeah.
But when I read that, I went, wow, he really took time.
He did
and Raina treated her like any normal person would have been treated.
Yeah, he was. It was one of his. He was renowned for being very respectful to the models, and when he was teaching life modelling, the art school would pay for that. But when he was working in his studio, he paid him.
I don't think we knew
He didn't believe
that.
in people working for nothing. So he really.
He was a man before his time, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was quite renowned for that. Yeah. Actually, had the clay pits. Yeah.
So when Raina sculpted young Uncle Harold, what would have been like for a young boy to come here?
I do often think about what it would have been like for him to come into this place, which had big stone walls around it in the city, and be asked to take his clothes off in front of other people. For a young child to be asked to do that, it must have been really quite difficult for him.
Yes, I think so. I think it would have been difficult for him. So I thought that this would be really good to have a look at because Harold Marsh has been so hard to, find. There are little bits of snippets about his life here and there, but the little bits of notes that we have are really, really good. So we can track his movement. Harold Marsh, native of Grafton, and sent down to Sydney from Aboriginal Reserve, Kinchilla. This is a boys' home. Back then it was a boys' home, right? Kinchilla Boys' Home. That's what they called it back then here. And so it might have been a holding centre for him, taken from his family here, and then brought down to Sydney to do their relief of his body. Look, this is what the Protection Board did back then. They took children away from their natural habitat, right, and put them in other places. A lot of times they changed their names. A lot of times they weren't allowed to speak where they came from. But they tried to erase their past. He wouldn't have been able to comprehend everything that was going on. He would have just gone along with the people who were taking him. He had no choice in the matter anyway, let's face it, none of them did. So the next time we see Harold Marsh come up is in this little snippet in the paper. Another half-caste Aborigine, Harold Marsh, aged 20, who was also charged with having been found drunk because he was picked up at Ulmara, which is just outside of Grafton. Here is his name again, Harold Marsh. And again, charges of drunkenness. He's masking his trauma with alcohol. You know, a lot of Aboriginal people do that, mask their trauma from their childhood with alcohol, which is very, very sad. So here we find he's moved on to clean his life up. And it's at Christmas time. Uncle Harold Marsh said grace and reminded us that we were celebrating the birth of one who was born to become King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And this is in 1959. So he's around about 42. Lots of little tiny steps to get where we are with Uncle Harold. So, yeah. Albert Kennedy, Nanny Nellie's first husband, died after she left Warangesda. They had a baby, but there's no record of what happened to that child. Then, in 1911, at Tilba Tilba, Nanny Nellie married James Walker, my great-grandfather. They lived and worked here together. They had children here. I believe she was trying to make a family, to have happiness and stability, something she'd been trying to do her whole life. Beautiful. Wow. Fresh water. Then there's the ocean. This is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to be here? I would want to be here. So the house would have been over there somewhere, probably. It almost looks like this rolling hill here in the background. They spent a long time here, a long time here. Well, there were 2 children born before Nanny Kempsey, 10 years or 10 or 11 years before Nanny Kempsey was born. First, Margaret, but she only lived for a month, unfortunately. And then Rawson was born not very long after, maybe a year or so after that. And then about 11 years later, then Nanny Kempsey was born. Because Nanny Nellie was 47 years old when she had Nanny Kempsey. So, you know, that's, you're not young at 47. So, yeah. She was obviously still fertile at that age. Maybe she thought she would never have another child again, but she did. Yeah. It was a good thing. Very good thing. We wouldn't be here if that never happened. My grandmother's name is, well, we all call her Nanny Kempsey, but her name was Victoria. I lived with her for quite a while when I was young, growing up. She bought me my first push bike. She knew a lot of people. She used to fly around town, helping people, doing lots of wonderful things with the community, so she was very community active. But she had a lot of pain in her life. I know that. I think every Aboriginal family has generational trauma. So I'm just going to read from Nanny Kempsey's letter that she speaks about here. There was a big Aboriginal camp in Maruya. We would move up and down the coast to get food. We went by the tide and the moon. The men would go ahead to find a camp for the night, and the women would follow with all the gear. There would be about 100 in the party. When we got to towns, we had to get the sugar, tea and the flour and baking powder to make jamper from the police station. I was about 6 years old when my mother took me to Sydney. We went by boat from Bateman's Bay. I think she must have been ill by then. This is Tathra Wharf. And this is where Nanny Nellie came with Nanny Kempsey from Bateman's Bay to get on the SS Maroonrilla to travel all the way to La Perouse. They would have walked on the beach here. Nanny Kempsey and Nanny Nellie made their footsteps in the sand. So, and that's what we're doing, aren't we? With our footsteps, tracing their footsteps. It was like that for me. It's a belonging to be here. I know that I'm allowed to be here. That's how I feel. I think Nanny Nellie's life was a little bit like a roller coaster. Australia was changing. There were settlers moving into the land, so their life was changing forever. And then she got sick. She had TB, and Nanny Kempsey writes that. So she knew that she had to go to Sydney. I think Nanny Nellie was trying to make the most of her life for the better of herself and her family. I think that's what she was trying to do. And sometimes when that happens, you have to move. You have to go somewhere. You have to move on to try and make your life a little bit better for yourself.
Irene, what are you thinking the family and yourself would like her clothed in?
Here we have one photograph of around that era, and the women were all dressed.
long skirts and the pin-tuck blouses and...
Yes.
In the cottons and the...
Yes, everything would have been cotton,
yeah,
is that
would
right?
have all been natural fibres,
Okay.
definitely. Look very prim and proper.
Yes, yeah.
Like they're wearing their Sunday best.
They do. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And people didn't show their legs in those days.
No, they never showed their legs.
Or, in fact, rarely ankles too.
Yes.
So, because it was all about modesty.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely opposite to how Nanny was put on exhibition, you know, and portrayed. This is the way that I would like her to, you know, be dressed now in the museum. Yeah. That's right. But I know, traditionally, Aboriginal women never wore clothes before colonisation. They censored Aboriginal people with clothing.
That whole early 1900s and dressing to civilise the native.
But Nanny Nellie never grew up back then. She grew up in a different
fairly
era.
modern history, really.
So that's why clothing is very important.
Nan Nellie is an individual, so we're going to give her back her identity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. To who she really, really was in her time.
Hello, Irene.
Hi, Owen. How are you?
Come on in.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, great.
It's this way.
Yeah, sure. Oh, wow. Oh, he looks amazing. He's standing. It's beautiful to see him standing. It's like he's woken up, isn't it?
As intended.
It's like putting pieces to a puzzle back together again, I imagine.
It is quite a few pieces in quite a large puzzle.
Wow, you guys, you do the most amazing work here. You really, really do.
When he arrived, we had obviously the main components and then several minor components that we had to orientate and then reassemble.
This is great. I'm just so happy to see him standing. It's really sad that Dean's not here to see, you know, his family member standing up. That would have been wonderful. And I know his dad would have loved to have been here as well, but no, his dad's been very ill, so, and they both can't make it.
Okay.
That's very sad. But I'm definitely going to take photographs and send them to him.
The original integrity of the statue's been massively compromised by the damage that occurred 20 years ago.
Wow.
And because so much of the weight of that statue is on the base and around the feet and ankles, and there's been a lot of damage to those that we can see it's very fragile.
Okay.
I think the best approach that we can have to the statue is that it's under continuous sort of assessment. I think we all want it to go ahead. I think we all would love to see the statues on display, but I think at this time it's probably too early to call. I think we'd be looking at the damage that might occur during transit to Uncle Jimmy, and if that damage is too great and the risks around further transport are too great, then we would need to take that into consideration about whether the exhibition can go ahead.
Oh, wow. Oh, dear. I hope that the exhibition can go ahead. Okay. We'll just have to wait.
Nanny Kempsey was around 5 years old when she came here to La Perouse with her mother, Nanny Nellie. La Perouse was a mission set up on the outskirts of Sydney, about 15 kilometres from the city centre. Another example of Aboriginal people being placed out of sight, out of mind. Outsiders in their own countries. Nanny Nellie's illness was getting worse, but she had the support of her husband's family, whom she lived with. She must have felt a duty to be self-sufficient for herself and her daughter, because she used to go into the domain by tram to get food rations from the Aborigines Protection Board. Nanny Kempsey remembers one of those trips with her mother.
went there to the Aboriginal Protection Board to get a voucher for food. I was only small, 5 or 6, I think. My mother said, I've got to go downstairs waiting at the top in the office. So I'm playing away in the big office. I'm waiting and waiting. I was waiting for my mother to come. She never come back. I tried to drive down the road. They all grabbed me and held me back. They had to lock me in the office. But it was frightened of me going away there, running away. Anyway, I lay down on the floor and I cried and cried. And they sent me to Colonial home for girls.
Yeah. This is where it all happened, here. This is where everything turned around for both of them. It's very sad. I can imagine this in my own mind, what was going on. She would have been screaming for her mother, you know, mummy, 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 you know, come back. And they would just grabbed her and locked her in the office. That's what Nanny Kempsey said, they locked her in the office. And she laid on the floor and she cried until it was dark. And then they took her to a strange person's house. Then the next day took her to Cootamundra, girls' home, where she stayed. And her life was taken away from her family. Everybody that she knew in her whole life happened that very afternoon from one incident of wanting to feed your child.
You okay, Mum?
Nanny Nellie suffered tuberculosis for over 10 years. Bloody coughs, debilitating pain in the lungs, and extreme fatigue. Because tuberculosis was so contagious, they placed them here at Waterfall Sanitarium. Her last days would have been on one of these beds.
I know that she was suffering. I know that it would have been very hard for her. And I think it was horrible. I think she died a horrible death here in this place. I honestly do. They were put into mass graves. You know, just realising that my grandmother was shoved into a mass grave with hundreds of other people. I've just, you know, it's just horrifying. I just find it horrifying. There's no rest because there's no way of us digging her up and taking her back home with us. We can't do that now. How would we find her? It's impossible. Must have been very sad for Nanny Kempsey to come and see her mother here and watch her mother die. I think of that a lot. Nanny Kempsey coming here and nursing her mother to her death. Must have been horrific for her to go through all that experience, you know, and then finally see your mother again and your mother's dying. It's too much.
see you
are you?
again.
Nice to see you.
Welcome. Come through.
Nice to see you.
Come on in.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, the repairs. Yeah, beautiful. So much work has been done, hasn't it? So, yeah, it's lovely. But unfortunately, I've got some bad news today. Dean won't be able to make it. He's had some sorry business in his family. His father has passed away. But the good news is that we'll be able to talk to him on the phone. I'm going to make a video call with him and he'll be able to see Uncle Jimmy for himself. Here we go. Okay. Hello, Dean. How are you?
Good morning, Aunt. I'm very good. How are you?
Really well, really well. This is going to be the first time you get to see it. I'm so sorry you're not here with us, but you're here and you're here to have a look at him.
Yeah, this is sort of the point we've been looking for from our family, I suppose. Very excited.
I know. I'm going to turn the phone around, my darling, okay?
Yeah, that's unreal.
Can you see him?
Yeah, that just does so many things to you. It's very emotional.
It is, isn't it, my darling? It is.
Yeah, it is. Like, to actually replicate an ancestor and have them represent the Aboriginal people of the past is an amazing thing.
He looks like you. He looks like your family.
I could only wish I was being like that.
Well, considering how...
It's amazing to see. Yeah, I feel very emotional at the moment. I don't generally get like this, but this, yeah, it just does something to you inside.
Because they're family. You know, they belong to us. They belong to us as family.
Mate, the pride. Yeah, the pride I feel at the moment is unbelievable.
Oh, bless you. Heather, if you'd like to...
So what our approach is going to be with Uncle Jimmy is to get him safely back to our store in Castle Hill. And we'll do some scanning in 3D photogrammetries. And we won't be putting Uncle Jimmy on display just yet, just because of the fragility of the sculpture. We really want to make sure that he travels well back to the home where he stays in the Castle Hill store. So hopefully you can come and see him in Castle Hill, and we can continue the journey with Uncle Jimmy and with you and your family.
Just with everything that's happening?
Yes. Yeah, it's very emotional.
Yeah, it is.
The biggest thing, the biggest thing I suppose is that Dad's not here now to see it.
I know, darling. I know. And
he would have,
he would have
made every effort. Yeah.
He would have made every effort. Absolutely. You know.
Yeah. No, and this is basically for him and the rest of the family. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. When you come and see him face to face, that's what happened with me and Nanny Nellie. You know, that bond, that connection, that bond, it's just, you know, and that will happen. Don't you worry. You will. I know you will, my darling.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for the, here we go again, just for the massive effort you put in. It's unbelievable for my family, and to see that this is happening, I can't thank you enough. Love you very much, Arnie. You take care.
All right, my son.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, darling. Bye. Okay. Oh, that was wonderful. Yeah, how good was that?
He did very well. Yeah.
I just love it. Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Long time coming.
It's great. Yeah, it was good.
So here we are. It's great to have you back again.
It's been a while.
It has been a while since we were looking at the archives.
Yeah, and finally I get to see Uncle Harold.
That's right. I think you only were able to see his legs last time. I mean, we've had to do some minor paint work, which is why you haven't been able to see him unveiled as yet. But now we've got the opportunity to do so.
I'm excited, Marika. I'm very excited.
So what we'll do is we'll wheel him out and then we'll do an unveiling. So I might get you to assist me.
Okay, wonderful.
We'll just pull, guide out the, turn him around, And I'd say we stop around here.
Yep, all right. Wonderful.
Put it up on the top.
Oh, there he is. Oh, oh there he is. Oh. Hello, Uncle Harold. Oh, yeah. He's so tiny. I can't believe how tiny he is. Look at him. Look at his little face, his little hands, his skinny little legs. Like, so like...
You just want to go in and give him a hug, don't you?
I do. I want to hug him. Absolutely. I know I can't, but so I want to hug all of them. So I'm a hugger. So, yeah. Look at him. I mean, look at the expression on his face.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of sadness there, but I'd like to think that there's something else, like hope as well, like the hope that he'll find what he's looking for. Because, you know, in his lifetime, he was taken away from family and his cultural identity. And so I'd like to think that we can help with reclaiming that for him now.
Well, we're doing that, aren't we? And
Yeah,
that's what
with this
that's
journey.
what this whole journey is all about. Is there a chance the statue might go on exhibition?
Not at this stage. We need to do more consultation before we're comfortable with having him on display. And it is a bit bittersweet.
Yeah.
I think that it may feel like we've left Harold behind a bit, but not at all, because a lot of things, you know, wheels are turning behind the scenes, and then there'll be always opportunity for family to connect with Harold at a later time.
A later time, but he's not forgotten.
So I think we just need to remember that even though they were originally created to be part of like this family group, we can't lose sight of the fact that these are individuals. I feel like that's important, not to just go and recreate what was done in the past.
No.
So with Nanny Nellie being the only one on display, I don't think we should feel like, oh, we're missing something.
His journey's starting now. I started with the journey with Nanny Nellie and then finding everybody together, but his journey's still going on.
Uncle Harold and Uncle Jimmy, their stories will unfold in their own time, on their own terms.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's true. I'm feeling pretty excited about tonight. My Uncle Richard will be there. And Uncle Richard is Nanny Nellie's grandson, Nanny Kempsey's son. Uncle Richard is my elder, and I'm proud and honoured for him to be there so he can see his grandmother. It's just wonderful. Tonight's very important because it's rewriting history. It's putting narratives back. It's the realisation of past and present all coming together and making it as one. That's what it's all about.
Thank you for joining us tonight for this special night of First Nations self-determination. My name is Laura McBride and I'm a Walwan woman and Director First Nations here at the Australian Museum. Tonight we gather to celebrate the story of Ngurrgo woman Nanny Nellie Walker. You will see Nanny Nellie on display for the first time in decades. This time, displayed in a way that celebrates her identity and interpreted by her own family.
There she is now. I know. Yep. It's so special. Here she is. How beautiful is that? Hey?
It's beautiful, Mum. It's beautiful. It's crazy seeing all the ladies together again.
I know. Yeah. Tell me what you think, Uncle Richard.
Family then.
Yep. She's surrounded by family. Yeah. I think that's what she always wanted to be, surrounded by family. How good is that? Thank you.
Well done.
Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much, Lord. Thank you so much.
Anna's beautiful, absolutely.
Some things I don't think we'll ever find out. But the things that we have found out, she led a full life. She had a full journey to her life. She was a powerful woman. She bared so many different troubles, but she still got through them. I think that comes through with us, with the women in my family, with her daughter, you know, Nanny Kempsey, with Auntie May, with Auntie Helen, with my mother, and through me. It shows this power that we have to keep going on regardless. That's what she's given. That's what she's given to me. Absolutely. Thank her for that. It was all taken away, but we can give it back. We're the ones left to give it back. I know who I am. I know who I am. And that's everything. I've walked the walk of my family. I'm going to be telling those stories to my children. Nothing is lost then. Everything is found. Sure, there's still a lot to find, but for now, I have a better understanding. Understanding is healing. I think so. I think so.